All right, let's dive into the incredible world of Arreqqana. It's this universe built on some really complex, fascinating ideas about power, intimacy, and devotion. And today, we're going to zoom in on one character in particular, Jardu, and his relationships with the women in his life. Because when you look at him, it brings up a very, very modern question.
So let's just get right down to it, shall we? If you look at Jaru through the lens of today's internet culture, you kind of have to ask, is this character a simp? Now, I know it's a blunt way to put it, but honestly, it's the perfect place for us to start. I mean, if we're building a case, the evidence looks pretty strong, right? He washes her feet, he not only endures her relentless teasing, he seems to crave it, he willingly gives her control and adores serving her. On paper, from our perspective, this ticks all the boxes. But, and this is a huge but, that's where things start to get really interesting.
To really understand what's going on with Jaru, we have to do something crucial. We gotta take off our modern glasses and put on what I'm calling the Arreqqana lens. We need to completely shift our perspective and look at these exact same actions through the unique cultural and spiritual roles of his world.
See, it all comes down to this core concept, sacred devotion. In the Arreqqana universe, this is a total game changer. It's not about being weak or submissive. It's a mutual exchange of power, where the act of surrendering is actually a sign of incredible strength and profound trust. It's like a spiritual trial they both undertake to deepen their connection. So with that in mind, let's look at his relationships again. So first up, we've got the dynamic between Jaru and Morisawa, and their relationship is defined by these just beautiful, powerful metaphors. He is the storm, and she is the moon. And this, right here, just illustrates the balance so perfectly. You've got Jaru, who is this restless, chaotic storm fire, and then there's Morisawa, the calm, teasing moonlight. Now, she doesn't put his fire out. No, she channels it. He doesn't surrender because he's weak. He surrenders out of this deep hunger for her guidance. She binds him with her patience, and he chooses to endure her trials because it makes him stronger. It's this perfect, powerful cycle. And this is absolutely not a one-way street. It's not just him worshiping her. For every single act of service he performs, tending to her body, massaging her feet, she returns it with an act that elevates him. She literally crowns him, oils his hair, whispers poetry to him, and affirms his status as her snake god. It's in private, with her, that he allows himself this softness, because that vulnerability is the ultimate proof of his trust.
Okay, so next up, we have a completely different flavor of devotion. This is the relationship between Jaru and Sara, and it's all about stability, promises, and yeah, this quiet, simmering conflict. This is the dynamic of the hearth and the vow.
You have to understand, Sara's place in his life is foundational. She's his first Dulshawa, which is kind of like his first betrothed. He made a promise to marry her way back in middle school. And for Sara, who's a priestess in training, that vow isn't some silly childhood thing. It is a sacred, unbreakable truth. And she shows her love through nurturing, through rituals, through caretaking, like always making sure his favorite foods are ready for him. But her quiet flame of devotion has to exist right alongside another one. And oh man, when you put them side by side, it is so revealing. Sara's method is all about caretaking and vows. Her goal is to be his anchor. But Peppy, her method is all teasing and play, and her goal is to inspire joy. And while Peppy's playfulness drives Jaru mad with hunger, for Sara, the conflict is this quiet, constant, simmering jealousy. And you really feel the depth of her struggle in this one intimate prayer. She says, "I am hearth and vow, but jealousy eats me." It's so raw. It's not just that she wants him. She wants his gaze to be hers and hers alone. It's this powerful testament to how sacred that original vow is to her. And that brings us directly to the source of all of Sahara's pain, Jaru and Peppy. Their relationship is framed as the wolf and the lamb, which is this classic predator-prey metaphor that, in their case, gets totally and beautifully turned on its head. We get to hear from Jaru himself why he not only allows Peppy's teasing, but needs it. He says her teasing isn't cruelty, it's the only thing that keeps his own inner fire from just burning him up from the inside. It's what makes him feel alive. And this line, "If I must burn for her laughter, then let me burn." Wow. He doesn't just put up with it. He literally craves it.
And then you flip it and look from Pepe's side, and you see her power is completely deliberate. She says the lamb is not weak. She sees her role as the lamb as a position of strength, to disarm the big bad wolf with sweetness and conquer him with laughter. Her teasing is an act of love, you know? It's designed to soften his storm and remind him that even a powerful wolf king can and should bow to joy.
Okay, so we've looked at the storm and the moon, the hearth and the vow, and the wolf and the lamb. We've defined this idea of sacred devotion. Now that we have all of this crucial context, it is time to circle all the way back to where we started. Is this character a simp? The question itself hasn't changed one bit, but our understanding of what it means, well, that's been completely reframed. We can't just give a simple yes or no answer anymore, can we?
Because ultimately, the answer depends entirely on the lens you're using. Through that modern slang lens, yeah, maybe. The surface-level actions seem to fit the definition pretty well. But if you look through the Arreqqana secret lens, absolutely not, no way. In his world, he isn't being diminished, he's being elevated. He is proving the strength of a storm's devotion to its moon, a wolf's love for its lamb, and a man's unwavering loyalty to his sacred vow.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on, doesn't it? By exploring Giroux's world, it forces us to take a harder look at our own. What is the line between devotion and submission in our relationships? And more importantly, who gets to define it? It's a complicated question, for sure, and definitely one worth thinking about. Thanks for exploring this with me today.